Okay. Good morning, everybody, or good day, good evening. I'm just going to make sure that we are recording. Yes, we are. We're recording. Okay. Um, so yes, we are recording. So thank you so much for being here. Um, we have some people joining in. I can see. We'll give it a few minutes, just until everybody trickles in. But if you could tell us where you're joining from and maybe how you heard about this program in the chat. We'll use the chat for now. Also, maybe if you're already registered for the program. Okay, starting strong, Boston strong. Yes. I'm so glad that this morning time worked for Boston people. We were wondering, would people join? Is it too early? Thank you. Yes, so much Boston. Lovely. Oh, and someone from Washington. Very good early morning to you. Washington State, I should say. This is great. Thank you so much. Yeah, lots of Boston people. Um, I don't know if you can hear any sirens or construction outside my window. If you do, it's an early, busy Boston morning, so just I hope it doesn't interrupt us too much. Thank you so much for joining. We'll give it just a couple more minutes. How did everyone hear about our program? When did you find us? If you could drop in the chat. If you're in Boston today, we're having our first 93-degree day of the year. And it's exciting and kind of fun and kind of wild. Lots of online research from Boys and Girls Club. Awesome. Yes. Our local people, Future Boss website. Yes. Online search. This is so wonderful that you're searching for summer architecture activities. We're so happy that you are with us this morning. I will say that we are recording this session and we will have a little presentation for you to introduce you to the programs this summer. And then we will have time for some Q&A. During the presentation, if questions come up, you can put them in the Q&A function of the webinar. So from now on, we'll use Q&A for any of your questions. So like I said, feel free if they come up to drop them in the Q&A, or after our presentation, we can chat through the Q&A function of the webinar. And then this webinar will be shared with all of you as a recording. I think it lasts for 2 weeks or so. So feel free to, go back to rewatching it, sharing it with people who couldn't make that you know of. But we will share this recording with you. So maybe I'll get started. What do you think, Beverly? Okay.
Absolutely.
Great, great. So we want to welcome you to the pre-college summer programs presentation. My name is Dragana. I am the director of pre-college programs. I'm also faculty here in the School of Design Studies. And
Hi,
joining me is
everyone.
Beverly.
Yeah, I'm Beverly Verla. So I manage enrollment for our pre-college students. And so if you've communicated with us through pre-college, you've likely talked to me. So yeah, we're so glad you're here this morning.
Thank you, Beverly. Thank you for joining me this morning as well. So we like to start with kind of the big question, which is the why. Why of all of this? We are really interested in the places that we live, in the places that we gather in cities, in smaller communities. We are interested in how people live, where they live, who builds those spaces for them, and how do how do they last? We're also interested in how we are connected, um, and what are the pathways throughout our built environment, and then also looking at some tools to help us um, really make sense of the built environment, the places that we live, how we share information, and how we build and grow together. So that's kind of the reason why we are in the architecture world, why we have created these programs that we offer to our pre-college students. Two of the big ones this summer are Summer Academy and Urban Design and Planning. Summer Academy is our long-running program. We are in our 52nd year this summer. 52nd, I believe, if it's not 53rd, I forget. But long time. It is offered now for local students in person if you can commute, or if you want to join us in person, but it is also offered online for students who want to join from anywhere outside of the region. The Urban Design and Planning program, which we're calling UDP for short, is our in-person program. It is combined with Summer Academy. This is a 6-week program that is in its 6th year this year. So these are the two programs that we will be introducing to you. This is the schedule and how they work together. This summer, we start things off on June 29th, and Urban Design and Planning, which is in blue here, is a sort of a wraparound program. This is our additional program to Summer Academy. It starts on June 29th. It runs for the first week all day from 10 to 4:30. The next 4 weeks, it runs in the mornings from 10 until 12:30. We also provide lunch for students who are in Urban Design Planning and Summer Academy. And then in the final week, it runs from 10 a.m. to 4:30. Summer Academy, and I'll explain the difference between the two, and they really are complementary programs. Summer Academy in person runs from 1 p.m. until 4:30 every day, from July 6th until July 31st. Summer Academy Online, which is this portion up here in the orange, starts at 9 a.m. until 12:30 from July 6th until 31st. These times are all Eastern times, so if you're studying or interested in Summer Academy online, depending on where you are, we've had students who joined in the middle of their, night or early morning or late evening, depending on where you are. In the world, it does start at 9 a.m. Eastern time here in Boston. So students, you could choose Summer Academy online only, you could choose Summer Academy in person only, or you could choose Summer Academy in person and add the wraparound program, which is Urban Design and Planning. Those are kind of the three options for those two programs. And this is how the weeks are structured. In the beginning of the week, we like to introduce new topics, new lectures, new frameworks. We like to do a lot of lectures and demonstrations and discussions to kind of bring you into the new thinking, the new ideas there. And then towards the middle of the week, we bring a little bit of context to those topics, and we do that by having guest speakers. We do that by exploring different kinds of activities that introduce us to the cities and the neighborhoods. We can go on some field trips in person, but also virtually. We'll go on field trips. And then we also have some firm visits, which are hard to do online, but we definitely have guest speakers who join us online from those firms. Towards the end of the week, we now have been introduced to a topic, we've brought some context to it, and now we engage with the activities and the material to start to play with understanding those topics and those lectures, workshopping, sketching, modeling. We're working in groups and collaborating together. We really are kind of bringing the week towards the end by reflecting on everything that we have taken in that week. And as you see here, you'll be in studios. Working on your projects. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but I'm kind of showing. You can. Okay, good. So towards the beginning of the week, we're really like in the classroom and learning. Um, and then we go out and we see some things, we bring some context, and then it's like time to get busy and play and explore. This is actually what our lectures kind of look like in person. But I want to bring you into Summer Academy. Um, Program a little bit more. This is our hands-on design learning program, which means we get to actually do stuff and build things and kind of play and explore together. Um, while we do work with our hands in terms of building models and drawing, we also are working in digital software and teaching you things like software programs. Everything um, comes to this point in Summer Academy after 4 weeks. Students create a project. This is the poster board that they create for their projects. There's always a theme. This is from past summer where the theme was inspired by bees. And these are some of the examples of the work that our students do, similar to what you would be doing in an architecture program in architecture and design schools. So we really do bring you into what the college environment, college courses would look like, would feel like, and the kind of work that you would be doing. Students also produce a final portfolio with all of the work that they have done throughout the summer. And so with the portfolio, with a project under your belt that you can both present in a professional way and also talk about in a professional way, you are kind of on your way towards college if you choose to go. Um, this is kind of what it looks like when we're in person. Um, Students do create a little showcase in our lecture hall, and they bring their models. This is a rather large model. Do not need to make this big of a model, but this was a team of students who were very proud. And here is their accompanying poster board where you could see the kind of things that they engage with, which is really thinking about the project and thinking about what is it that they're trying to say, which is their project statement? What kind of materials are they using? And then showing us how they went from drawing to some making some diagrams to kind of inspiration and how it all kind of came together. So this is a really good example of what you would be doing. So in summary, I guess to say that Summer Academy really has the foundations in design thinking, architecture, landscape architecture, interior architecture, and practice in design. So we really do introduce you to all of these different aspects um, of the professions and of the areas of study. We also teach foundations in modeling, visualization, fabrication, and virtual reality. The themes that we explore are design literacy, ideation and iteration, analog and digital creativity. The skills that you would walk away with are, as we've mentioned already, a design portfolio, some digital fabrication skills, and then some hand skills like drawing, watercolor, and sketch models, as well as some 3D design software skills. When you sign up for Summer Academy, the application asks you to pick a track. And there are two tracks that are offered in Summer Academy, the exploration and the investigation track. The exploration track is intended for those who are and consider themselves to be beginners in design. So this is, you've never done anything, you don't really maybe even know what architecture is about, you're first time design curious, and you just want to learn all of the aspects through engaging with it in kind of an exploratory um, way. The investigation track is for those who do consider themselves to be design enthusiasts. Maybe you've already had exposure to design or architecture in high school. Maybe you desire to push your skills to the next level, or maybe you've already taken summer academy and you're coming back. But those of you who want to um, maybe even focus on a specific aspect of design, this would be a track for you so that we could really focus in on building those skills even further. So you might be asking, what do I need in order to attend the programs? We say nothing. We give you all of the tools to be successful in the program. If you are coming or joining us in person, you do not need anything. All the materials needed for the program will be provided to you here at the school. If you are joining us online, the only thing that you need is access to a desktop. We really try not to have students join from phones. This is really difficult to do. This is not going to result in a successful experience, both in engaging with the class, but then also being able to create work. So you do need a computer or a laptop, desktop, and then we mail all of the materials to you, so you don't need to buy anything in terms of the things that you will be using to be successful in the program. So we'll be mailing those boxes with materials to all of the students who are studying online. So in terms of the urban design and planning program as an add-on program to Summer Academy, the idea is that urban design brings you into city systems and the foundations of urbanism. And so we look at kind of from a building per se to a much larger scope, and we look at the neighborhood or the city. This is a very much of a studio-like environment, similar to Summer Academy. You are working in smaller groups of about 10 or 12 students, and you do focus on an urban design challenge at the end of this program. This is an actual uh, project with that is happening, that is ongoing in the city of Boston. So we engage with a real opportunity to create some design interventions, proposals. We make presentations, we make models, and then we take our ideas to City Hall and present it to the planners of the city and the decision makers that will be on the project that we're working on. So this is a real opportunity to kind of also have some experience in what it would be like to work in kind of a real design firm. The urban design and planning program focuses on the foundations in urban design, urban planning, and development. So again, really how cities are designed and built. We look at housing, real estate, land use, transportation, economic development. And the themes that we cover are climate change and climate resilience, community-based planning and social justice, green, ecological, and sustainable planning, and human and community health and well-being is kind of the top 4 or 5 or 6 that are nestled in there. But I think in addition to Summer Academy, the skills that you would walk away with are really this focus on professional development and career pathways, digital mapping, and understanding digital mapping, and then really the civic leadership and speaking up and having a kind of a sharing your ideas in a professional setting. So the benefits of these programs, and we see those in terms of opportunities um, from Summer Academy and UDP, you really, again, get to really learn about the design and the design professions. So what would it be like, or what kind of a job could you get or could you do if you chose to focus in studying design or architecture? Learn how to develop your design ideas at any scale. So we work on, small blocks to a, a bench, to a room, to a building, to a city. You have access to the BAC campus during the program. This also goes for students who are studying online. Um, you will have full access to all of the digital assets via our cloud canopy. So you are a student at the BAC. You will get a badge. You will get access to all of the resources that are here for you for the duration of the summer. You get to develop materials for your portfolios, and you get to really learn um, some new skills in the latest design software and fabrication programs. In UDP, again, you get to really design a project with the city. You get to work in that studio-like environment with collaborators, practitioners, and city actors, meeting with professionals, which offers an opportunity to network and plan your next step. Maybe you want to have an internship after this. Maybe you do want to go into another program, right? So you get to learn about the careers and educational pathways in these areas, and then you really get to share those ideas with the decision makers, which they actually really love to hear. This is what urban design and planning activities kind of look like. Urban design and planning is a smaller cohort. We are going to be up to 40 students this year. This does involve a little bit more of that exploring the city. So we convene in different places. We go to cultural institutions. We go to museums, and the Boston Society of Architects hosts us around the table. We go and see different ecosystems around the city. We, go to the edges of the islands together, seemingly looking at nothing, but looking at a lot of things. Really kind of also gaining new heights and understanding different perspectives as well of our cities and built environments. And also this idea again of civic leadership, self-leadership. Students really do practice presentation skills. They also lead roundtable discussions, which you could see here. I guess I just noticed that the table is missing in this round table discussion, but you know what I mean. So that's a little bit about the programs. Maybe we can get into a little bit about the details. I'll turn it over to Beverly.
Yeah. Hi again, everyone. So just a quick reminder before I do this slide, please keep dropping your questions in that Q&A and we will get to those at the end of our presentation. So yes, I know we have people joining who might already be signed up for the summer or who are still considering for the summer. So just to go over the quick tuition and registration deadlines. So for the in-person program for Summer Academy Boston, this one, the registration deadline is June 22nd. And then here's the tuition for the non-credit. So if you take the program for no college credit, or if you take the program for college credit, it's up to 3 credits. And so, yeah. And then as far as Summer Academy Online, which is our global, this one has an earlier registration deadline of June 9th, just because as Dragana mentioned, we do mail out those material kits. So we definitely want to give it as much time to get to you wherever you may be joining us from. And the tuition would be the same. on those, same amount of credits as well, the 3 credits. So for the Summer Academy and UDP in person, so this is the full day program, also has an earlier registration deadline of June 9th, because this program does start a week before, at the end of June. And so this one, the tuition you're paying for both programs. So there's that no college credit, or you can get up to 6 credits because you would be doing both programs. With this program, I will say, Dragana mentioned it is a smaller cohort. We currently have 9 spots left. Um, so yes, if you are interested in joining this program, I do recommend registering soon. I imagine that this program might fill this summer, so we'd love to have you if you're able to join any of our programs. So that's the overview of tuition.
Great. Thank you, Beverly.
Yeah.
So, because you were talking about for credit or not for credit, we should talk about what that means and if students or families are thinking, should I not? So, what are the differences here? In terms of earning college credit for these summer courses, you can earn up to 6 college credit if you take both of the programs. If you take only Summer Academy program, you can earn up to 3 college credits, and you have to opt for that in your application or in your registration. Application registration is the same thing. We should just be clear. I keep saying application. Sometimes I say registration, but so the 3 credits would be equivalent to the Intro to Design Studies course for urban design and planning. If you choose to do that for college credit, that would be the equivalent of the Intro to Urban Studies course. These are transferable credits to, places that you may choose to go. We would provide you with all the necessary, um, the transcript, the official transcript from the BAC, the syllabus, and you could transfer these credits. Depending on the institution that you go to, there will be different kind of requirements on their end, but this is what the programs would transfer as. Um, the other main difference is that when you're taking the 4 college credit option, you are being graded on the work, which is based on both the attendance and completion of the work that is required, which is the design portfolio, and your final project. So, missing classes or missing days is going to be difficult if you are earning college credit. So for the attendance, there's something that we call credit hours. We need a specific number of contact hours in order for you to earn college credit, which means you actually have to be like in the classroom, whether in person or virtual, present and in contact with either, like lecturer, your teaching assistant. You have to be engaged in that contact hours in order to fulfill the credit options, the credit requirements. But if you choose not to do it for credit, you enjoy all the fun in the same way. You just are not graded on your design portfolio at the end of the program. So it's very much the same program. We do not teach different things. Um, we just have different requirement for grading and attendance. Do you want to talk about how to sign up, Beverly?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Again, so to sign up, if you are not already signed up, I'm going to drop that link in the chat for those on the call. Otherwise, we will be sending out the recording later today, and I'll include it there. But as far as signing up, if you haven't already, you just go here, and if you don't already have an account, you would just create one. And then once you're in there, you click Start New. It does call it an application, but for our program, as long as you complete the application and then submit your tuition, then you are signed up for our program. So it is more of like an application to register, which is why we kind of use that interchangeably. I would say the only program, again, with that urban design and planning that might fill up. But yes, otherwise, yeah, we have space and we hope that everyone can join us if you're not already signed up.
And the process will ask you to pay a fee or an application fee, and that fee is the tuition for the program. So there isn't a separate fee for the application. Some programs do have a separate fee. So just so you know. Okay, thank you. This is who we are and how you can contact us. As Beverly said, if you email pre-college, Beverly's typically behind that email. You can email me directly if you have specific questions, but also if you're in the area and you want to stop by, I'm usually always at school. So yeah, drop us a line. You could get in touch about anything you need. You can also follow us on Instagram. This is our handle at BAC Pre-College. We have a really fun design competition happening for a few more days. I might extend this for a little bit longer because we have so much interest. Um, we are looking for your creativity and inspiration. You can win a free spot at Summer Academy, online or in person. All you have to do is design your kind of ultimate summer hangout space. Tag us in various ways. You'll see this on our Instagram and submit it to us, and then we will let you know. But this will be exciting. So if you want to get to creating, to designing before we meet, or if you're like, I'm ready to take it on, this is an opportunity to do that. Um, yeah. So maybe we can go into some questions.
Yeah. Yes, so still feel free to drop them in the chat. We do have a number of good questions, so we'll start. Would like to know the Summer Academy. Where the class will be held for Summer Academy at 320 Newbury Street?
Yes, actually. Um, this must be from a Boston person. Thank you. 320 Newbury Street is our I think beautiful building, but I will ask you what you think. Um, and this is where our lecture hall is. This is where all of the studios will be this summer. Urban design and planning will most likely be held in our 951 Boylston Street, which is in the other lecture hall. This is another also very beautiful historic building on Boylston Street. Um, but yes, so between those two, Summer Academy will be all at 320 Newbury Street. Um, we are on the best street in Boston. It is
Mhm.
so fun. We're so close to a lot of fun activities, lots of restaurants, shopping, lots of really cool, interesting buildings and places to check out. So we'll be doing a little bit of that this summer for sure. Thank you for that great question.
Yeah, so 320 Berry. So it is a brutalist piece of architecture, so everyone can have a look at that before they come. It's a nice big concrete building in Boston, in Back Bay, which is very historic. So it does stand out. And then the other building Dragana mentions is directly behind it. So they're really close. We're a small but mighty campus in Boston. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um, okay, so for online, when are we expected to receive the materials for the online course? I'm currently out of the country and we'll be back in the US by the 20th of June.
Yeah, so very good question. There are also things are changing in terms of shipping routes almost daily. So I've been watching that. Depending on where you are in the world, sometimes things don't get to you, and it's not because of us or you. It's just the way that things happen. I will be mailing out most of the international parcels by the end of this month. So by July 6th, it should be there. But sometimes these things take a long time, and then sometimes there are interruptions, sometimes there are bans. So we are keeping those on our watch list. But I'm gonna say end of May, early June is when they're gonna be going out, and then should be plenty of time for you to receive it um before you start on July 6th.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess this person is domestic. So I would say, so you're doing the international earlier and then the domestic probably closer to the program. I would say for anyone, right, Dragana, maybe email us, specifically this person if you have shipping and
Sure.
just, right, yeah.
Sure, I would, yeah, that's a good idea. I would say if you don't want it maybe to come at a specific time window, I can totally, plan that it arrives. Domestic shipping is pretty good, and we use USPS. So within a week it really should be there. 3 to 5 days is what they tell me, but again, we allow a week. So if there are times that you do not wish for it to sit in front of your door on the doorstep, let me know and we can. But I am thinking of mailing those out probably mid late June, I would say, mid to late June.
Okay, perfect. Okay, as far as scholarships, so we do have a scholarship question. Are there scholarships available? So I will note we did have a scholarship deadline back in March, so we have been awarding scholarships for a little bit. Currently, we have exhausted funds. We are always hopeful of getting additional funding from donors. You're welcome to still submit a scholarship application, which is through the online application. And then, yeah, we will still be reviewing those until we're not. So you're welcome to do that online. And then we have specifically, I should note, financial need scholarships available. So you just submit an essay/student statement, why you're interested in design, why you're interested in a financial need scholarship, whatever you're comfortable sharing, and then some letter recommendation as well as some financial information, which is on the application. So you're welcome to submit. And like I said, we're hoping to get more funding. All right. And then, okay, so groups are established based on those pursuing credits versus not credit, correct? So I guess you're going to tell us a little bit how groups are
Yeah,
done.
actually they're not. The groups are completely mixed. They're also mixed with students who are doing um, exploration and investigation tracks. The way that pedagogy works in design and hands-on experiential learning at the programs is that we really encourage students to work with each other. The teaching assistants and myself included end up learning a lot from the students, as much probably as they learn from us. But I will say that on purpose we keep the groups mixed because just just as we can't control inspiration and creativity, I think we want to keep an open playing field in that sense. So a lot of the students are together based on just honestly, I don't really even know. There isn't really a strategy of putting the groups together. We mix all different ages, all different interests. I will say this, if there is a student who says, I'm really interested in like interior architecture or landscape architecture, we make sure that that student would be with um, a teaching assistant who is a landscape student or a recent graduate. So all of the teaching assistants who are really team leads, maybe I'll talk a little bit about this if you don't mind, Beverly, maybe if there's a question about
Absolutely.
this, we can just cover it. But so we tend to be a large cohort of students in the summer. So when we're all together kind of towards the beginning of each day and in the week, we are together in one large lecture hall, both on Zoom and in person. And then students break off into their smaller studios. Those are about 10 or 12 students. They're led by a specific and dedicated teaching assistant. All the teaching assistants are either current or very recent students in design, architecture, but also related to those fields. and they go through training both in experiential learning in design education, and then also have skills that they bring themselves that are based in the foundations of design and architecture. And they really are your team leads. And so in that sense, we can pair up teaching assistants with students who have specific interests in design. But other than that, we like to really keep a broad and kind of um, open design studio atmosphere and environment, and the creativity that ends up flowing through the exercises is is really kind of awesome every summer, because those who feel like they're not, so advanced in architecture actually end up having some really interesting contributions, because that's how design works. You don't need to know stuff in order to like be creative. So it's always a fun thing. It's my favorite thing that happens every summer. Students
Nice.
surprise themselves. But what a good question. Thank you.
Yeah. Um, okay, regarding absences, will the students be able to access the course material covered for the day they missed for online?
Yes, thank you for that question. That's good question. So because I talked kind of so strictly about not being able to miss class time if you are choosing to earn college credit. At the same time, we are very understanding here. It's summer. Families have maybe, vacations planned. You need to take time off. There are birthdays, there are things happening. Like, we understand all of that stuff. We do ask that you communicate with us all the time. If you are going to be missing work, especially if you're in person and you're not coming to school, we take very strict attendance here, so we will know if you're missing and we will call your families. But if you know you're going to be missing, let us know ahead of time. I'm usually the good person to talk to, because it will come to me either way, and then we will create a plan for you to make up the work. You can access all of the recordings, all of the lectures from the week or the day through our learning management system, and we also use the Google Suite. So you will have access to all of the lectures, all of the activities. You could probably even text with your TA. The teaching assistants have they create like a little text group, so you could, check in with them. And yeah, you can make up the work. That's absolutely fine. But it needs to be approved and it needs to be planned for.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good question.
And if you
And
haven't signed up and you know you're going to miss maybe like a week or so, definitely we recommend the non-credit track. Just,
yeah.
yeah, I assume, correct, Dragana?
Yeah, if you are like, I want to come, but I have this, a week of camp, or maybe you're traveling, or you're gonna miss more than like 5 days or something like that, right? Like, really, but you want to come, please come. Like, we are so like it, you will get so much out of the program. um you're gonna get to meet a lot of wonderful people. You're gonna get to meet a lot of wonderful teaching assistants, your faculty. You're gonna get to meet me. I'm super awesome, but also I end up really writing a lot of like recommendation letters for students who are pursuing college, who are going into other programs in the summer. So we become like a little community, and you'll get to make some new friends, and you will learn so much. You will really enjoy the lectures and the activities. And it's a place where you really can be creative. So, to Beverly's point, maybe the 4 credit option is not a suitable option in that sense, but not for credit. Join us if, 3 weeks, 2 weeks is all you can do. You're gonna get so much out of the program for sure.
Definitely. Okay, for someone who signed up for Summer Academy, will Summer Academy also help students create a portfolio for college applications?
Yes, yes, yep. We have a portfolio design workshop. We also the way that the Summer Academy curriculum is designed is that every week students are creating pages for that portfolio. I should also note, in terms of the workload for this summer, we really are focused on doing the work in the class. Like while you're with us, doing the work. We don't necessarily assign homework. Students end up doing homework anyway because that's just the nature of design. You can't walk away, but we don't technically ask students to do extra work outside of class. This is also why when we're together, we're really engaged. There's no like real downtime. We're hands-on, we're working, we're building. Every week, you're creating stuff that's going into your portfolios. So at the end of the program, there isn't this point where you're like, oh no, now I have to create a portfolio, panic attack. Oh, no, 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 no. This is all very much designed so that um, you could build your portfolio as you go. And that you could also refine it, you could iterate it, you could work on it. You also have access to the BAC cloud canopy um, for I believe up to a year with your BAC student credentials. You could continue using the software to continue building your projects and your portfolio so that you could really have a beautiful product at the end of the summer, but then also continue building it. Um, and all the students create that. It's just that those who are being graded on have to fulfill a specific, you're being graded on the outline and whether or not you have you have shown all of the components of the portfolio. Again, not necessarily on the quality of the work. We really are focused on the process and the iterative thinking, showing us your thinking as opposed to like how beautiful your final project is. It's never the case. But yes, every student design portfolio, it's going to be fun. And we really do try to make it fun, and we really do try to make it, stress-free so that you don't have to do this one final thing at the end of the summer. It should be building up as you go.
Definitely. And the portfolio is both for the non-credit and the for credit. All students create a
All
portfolio,
students
just
will
to
make it. Yeah.
stamp that
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so for a student who is interested in architecture and engineering and the for credit, would this program be good for them for the transfer credit as well as if they might not do architecture?
Mm. So we are very much a design studio-like program. We don't engage with engineering as perhaps other programs do, like at Wentworth maybe, or similar. That's just what comes to mind. But we talk about architecture as a part of a component where engineering comes in, right? But we don't teach engineering per se. In the same way that we talk about different systems working together in, what does it look like? What is the design process? Um, it's not an engineering focus program. As a matter of fact, we don't teach engineering in that way. Engineering is kind of a what's the word? Complementary as opposed to like in focus. Um, so I would say students who are looking to go into engineering tracks in the future, what you bring from this program is a way to think about design and problem solving more so than giving you foundations in engineering per se. So the strong focus on creative and iterative problem solving is what you end up bringing into the engineering track.
Definitely.
Yeah, but
And it
good
would definitely
question.
give them the architecture side since we are architecture
Oh,
and design school. That is like our bread and
architecture.
butter. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. Foundations in architecture, 100%. Um, not, again, design complementary, engineering is complementary. It's not the focus.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Okay, so for someone who is already signed up for the non-credit, they want to switch to the for credit.
Mm,
Can they do that? So, yes, absolutely. Students can switch. If you've already signed up and you're in the non-credit and you want to switch to the for credit, send us an email at pre-college and I can definitely help you getting switched to the for credit option. It's just a matter of paying that tuition difference and then we can get you signed up. And then, yeah, you would receive a grade, have a transcript, and be able to transfer that to another school. Um, all right, and again, feel free to drop any more questions that you'd like. But someone is also asking about housing
mm,
um, in the area.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for that question. Um, we are very much a commuter school. We do not have, we have two buildings that make up our campus, as we mentioned earlier. We are in a historic, like densely populated neighborhood. We actually don't even have dedicated parking. You know, everybody that comes here is on a bus or the train or the T. So we're a very heavy commuter school. We do not have housing options for our summer college students. We are starting to um, figure out some housing options at nearby places for our bachelor and master students, but those are very few and far in between. But for summer, we do not provide housing. Most of the families who um, if you are thinking about traveling to stay in Boston for 4 weeks, most of the families, you either have family and stay with them. Actually, a lot of people do that. A lot of people stay with their older siblings who are in college in Boston, which is awesome. But students end up commuting from nearby suburbs as well. Hotels tend to be, this is one of the most expensive cities to live in. So hotels tend to be really costly. Some of the less costly options would be like an Airbnb or being a little bit on the outskirts of the city and commuting in. We're very well connected. So we don't have parking and we don't have housing, but we have lots of wonderful connections to the public transportation. So we're on a lot of bus routes. We're on a lot of um, uh, T routes, our subway system, also our commuter rail. We have students who live in Providence and commute to the city every day. It's like 45 minutes, 50 minutes on the commuter rail, and the commuter rail station is about a 10-minute walk from here. So we are really well connected in that sense, but we do not provide housing for our summer students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you
a
for
great
all those questions. Yeah.
yeah, it's a great question. We are about a block from a train stop as well, so we're really close, just to give you an example. And I think parents can also do drop off in the summer, a lot of parent drop off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is how we do in Boston. We pull up, we do our thing, and
Hmm.
it's just what we have to do. So, our main entrance on 320 Newberry Street is at the corner of Hereford. So that's a side street that offers a little bit of a relief in terms of traffic. So, and then also there's the Boylston Street location, which is not amazing for pickups and drops off because it's right next to the fire station. But Hereford Street there, so there's some opportunity for that. But if you live in
Definitely.
Boston, you know the drill. It's like you got
Yeah.
to be fast, you got to be in and out.
Yeah.
But yeah, good question. Thank
Yeah.
you for all of those.
Yeah. So we have good time. We have one last question. So
Yeah.
back to the credits. Can the credits only be used if they take college courses at the BAC or can they be transferred to other college programs as well?
Other college programs as well. These will typically be um, they're designed so that they can fit a lot of the elective courses. So any kind of intro to can be an elective course. And uh, y- y- you know, very rarely, I think almost never does it does it fulfill a core requirement in college? Those really have, you have to take those no matter what, whether you study architecture or design, like you can't take a studio course in the summer and then, transfer out of it. Like it would be mostly like an elective course that would be transferred as. But
Yeah.
yes, any school, and it's hard for me to say who and whether or not it would be a yes or no or maybe. These things change all the time. There's different accreditation standards. We are an accredited school, so um, these hold as much water as an accredited institution does, but it would be really up um, to the institution uh, to fit that in within their curriculum and their schedule. So it's hard for me to comment on that. But students have transferred um, successfully. Yeah.
And definitely transferable to our school. 100%.
Yes.
Right. So, um, yeah, great. Well, that's all our questions, and we're just about time. So, yeah, I
Thank
think we
you.
have
Thank you,
any final.
Beverly. Thank you, everybody. Yay. This is our little cohort from last year. This is our 320 building. We hope to welcome you. We look forward to welcoming you if you've already signed up. Please let us know if you have any questions. Drop us a line or follow us on Instagram. I'm also behind that account. So we look forward to meeting you and to having an amazing summer. Thank you, Beverly, for joining me this morning.
Yes. Thank you,
Have,
Jordana.
have a lovely day, everybody.